how did you manage to get away from that very oppressive, lifestyle that you were in? Not by choice either, right?
Right. So my story goes back several years where you finally reach the point, and sometimes things happen on a national level. Sometimes things happen to us individually, but this particular thing, I always say we have whispers along the way.
Mm-hmm.
And my final whisper to take action was 9/11. And I remember sitting watching the TV as my car was up in the auto shop with no tires on.
Mm-hmm.
And I couldn't get to the daycare where my daughter was. And I remember watching the TV of the events that were happening in New York City. And that final whisper was, life is too short to be this miserable. And it
Right.
set me on a path of belief that if I didn't do something different, that things were not going to change. And we talk a lot about self-leadership,
Mm-hmm.
leading ourselves. And for me, that was my final wake up call. And I often share that because it's so interesting and fascinating. I'm a very curious person. But I always focus in on, if you can get to the decision point, not
Yeah.
necessarily knowing all the steps, but if you can get to a decision that enough is enough, I refuse to live in fear anymore, then that decision will be the opening for the steps that you need to take. And when I look back over what transpired during that time frame, it was less than 6 months of that decision point that I was not only mentally out of that environment, but I
Right.
was also physically out of that environment.
Right. And I think the reflective piece there is, that process took you 6 months, right? But you were trapped for 35 years, right? Is that correct?
Exactly.
Right.
Exactly. And
So, what if your processes do not work well? Did you know you can save or eliminate massive amounts of wasted steps, time, money, or other resources? Bruce can show or teach you how. Take the next step. Visit his website at processcleanup.com and book a casual yet confidential call with Bruce. It just might change your world forever.